All right, lesson three, reclaiming worth without hustle. So let's talk about Michelle Kwan. For much of her life, she was into figure skating. By age 17, she was a world champion, America's sweetheart, the perfect girl on ice. But every achievement raised the stakes. Every fall was devastating, not just for her career, but for her identity. After narrowly missing Olympic gold in 1998 and again in 2002, Michelle began questioning who she was without the podium. What do you do when the thing that made you lovable doesn't love you back? In interviews, she said, I had to redefine success, not by medals, but by peace, by joy, by who I am when I'm not performing. She retired from competition and poured herself into education, diplomacy, and quiet service. No spotlight, no scorecards. And yet, she says she's never felt more whole. Michelle's story reminds us you are not your resume, not your gold stars, not your productivity. You are worthy, even when you're still, especially when you stop proving it. So, from an early age, many of us absorbed a dangerous message. Your worth is earned. You are lovable when you achieve, safe when you perform, valued when you're useful. So, we hustle, not for success, but for survival. Rest becomes guilt. Slowness feels like failure. But let's be clear, you are not a machine. You are never meant to prove your worth through exhaustion. It's time to challenge the belief that says you have to do more to be more. Burnout isn't just about work, it's about chronic overfunctioning, managing everyone else's emotions, holding the family together, anticipating needs before they're spoken. And because you're so good at it, people rarely ask you how you're doing. This isn't a personal failing, it's a cultural epidemic. Women are expected to carry it all and smile while doing it. But let me ask you, what if you could set it down? What if your value didn't depend on what you produce, but on the presence you bring? When you stay in performance mode, something precious gets lost. You lose your softness, your intuition, your joy. Your body may keep going, but your spirit starts to dim. You disconnect, not from others, but from yourself. You don't ask what you need. You don't even feel it anymore. This isn't sustainable. And more importantly, it isn't sacred. The feminine was never meant to hustle her way into worthiness. She was meant to be, not just do. So, who are you without the roles, without the to do list, without someone else's needs being or defining your day? This question might feel disorienting at first, even terrifying, because you've spent so long building your identity around what you do. But here's the truth you existed before the job, before the titles, before the tasks. So that version of you, she's still there, still whole, still worthy, even in rest, even in stillness, even when she does nothing. When you stop proving, something wild and beautiful happens. Your nervous system exhales. Your intuition speaks louder. Your body begins to trust you again. You start choosing rest without guilt. You discover joy without earning it. And you realize this is where your feminine power lives, not in your hustle, but in your being. And that doesn't mean you stop achieving. It means you stop believing that your achievements define you. So let's bring this home to your own experience. Take a few moments to journal on these questions. What were you taught about rest? What makes you feel guilty when you slow down? When do you feel most like you have something to prove. And now imagine this. What if you never had to earn your worth again? Let that sink in. Let it guide you forward. This practice is intentionally simple and intentionally hard. Why? Because most of us don't know how to just be without reaching for something to do, to fix, or to prove. But today you're going to sit with your own enoughness. Okay? No notebook, no questions, no expectations. It's just you and your breath and your worth. Find a quiet space, place your hands over your heart or over your womb, close your eyes, breathe in for 4 counts, let it out for 6, and let your shoulders drop. Let your belly soften and for 3 minutes, that's all. Do nothing. Don't try to feel anything. Don't chase a breakthrough. Just sit. Just breathe. Just be. And if your mind wanders, that's okay. Gently return to this phrase: I am worthy, even here, even now. You are not a project. You're not a machine. You're not a checklist waiting to be completed. You are a woman, radiant, powerful, soft, and sacred. And that means you are allowed to rest. You are allowed to just be, because your worth has never been in question. You've just forgotten where it came from. But now you remember.